Hi guys, thanks for checking the video out. Steve Buzza here, and this video is about my journey to US Open qualifying and the struggles I may be having, because quite frankly I have very little time to try and create a golf swing, create a golf game that can allow me to hopefully qualify or at least not embarrass myself. So I have been practicing, and I found something in my game that I thought I would like to share with you, because if it's happening to me, it's probably happening to you. So it's the assumption of where your path is. So something to be aware of, the plane of your swing. So you might have like an upright swing, you might feel like you have quite like an around or a flat swing. Just because the plane of the swing is up or around, it doesn't mean the path is going to necessarily be what you would expect. So a very high-handed swing doesn't necessarily create an out to in, and a flat swing doesn't necessarily create like a draw swing, a swing that's in to out. I think that's an assumption a lot of people make. And with my own golf game, so of the golf I've been playing the last few years, I've definitely been playing a fade. So I've been playing kind of a out to in path, hitting that little fade, and I've enjoyed hitting it, and it's been pretty predictable for me. I got out on the TrackMan last week. I'm hitting turnover draws, which a pull hook you might know it as. I'm calling it a turnover draw. So remember, language is powerful. If you don't like the shot, just give it a nicer name. So my turnover draw, a damn hook. I was watching it and the swings didn't feel too bad. So whenever the swing's not feeling too bad, we want to find the simplest solution. We don't want to start like rebuilding the swing. So I got the TrackMan out, hit some more shots just to look at where my path was, and my path had actually moved into a positive number. So my path was like 3 degrees out to the right. So that's not a bad path. I always work on 0 to 3 either side, so plus or minus. That would be showing curvature, but your playing partners would kind of call it a straight shot. 3 to 6, that's you'll see a nice pronounced draw or a fade, depending if it's minus or positive, but very controllable, and it would be a very enjoyable ball flight. Anything above 6, I'm not saying you can't do well, but that's when I start looking and trying to check, can this person control this? You know, like a Bubba Watson, for example, is going to have a path that's far bigger than 6, but he's shown that he can win on tour with it. So changing it in him, probably not worth it. Changing it with most other people, you'll probably find that the numbers he uses, for example, will be very hard to control for the average person. But when we assume we're swinging one way and we're swinging the other, so again, because I'm in and around 3, it's easy to see my turnover draw, see the hook, and assume that all I'm doing is swinging slightly left and the face is slightly closed. Can you see that would be a horrible diagnosis, because my club is actually coming slightly in to out. So if I assume that it's going the other way, I'm gonna make the wrong adjustments. And when I give lessons, I see this a lot. And think about it, I've coached a lot of lessons, I've looked at a lot of swings, and I've played a lot of golf myself. So if it can change with me, it can change with anybody. So that's kind of a big take home for me. If you feel like you're striking it pretty good, you feel like the swing doesn't feel too bad, it's why sometimes having a lesson, because you know, I appreciate, I'm very lucky that I have access to a TrackMan, and that's not a luxury that a lot of people have. But sometimes going to find out what those numbers are is really important. The thing with the TrackMan is, like I say, video, for example, very easy to tell if the swing is quite up or the swing is quite around, but because the swing direction, the angle of attack, all of these different numbers, you know, how the shaft is moving, the vertical swing plane, because all of these numbers have an influence on what that path number is. Video can give us an idea, but it's certainly not going to give us a definitive answer. So if you're playing well, you're seeing a ball flight that's not working particularly well, sometimes finding what is my relationship. Because like I say, if I had made the changes that I would have done without that TrackMan knowledge, especially understanding what my path was when I was playing well, I wouldn't have taken control of that golf shot. Because think about it, and this is what I've learned, and it's a kind of a small finding, but it has a huge influence on the course. Because I assumed my path was left, I was seeing everything as a fade. I was setting up, walking in, everything was feeling like a fade, and that's not the swing I was putting on it. So my strategy is now not going to work. So can you see, now when I go into this event, I need to come in straighter, I need to see a straighter ball flight. I can't be thinking, oh, I can hit that big kind of Alex Noren kind of fade, because that is not the swing I'm putting on it. So I hope this video has been helpful. I hope, if nothing else, you've learned the key to golf is, if the shot is bad, just rename it into something that sounds desirable. Marketing your golf game is sometimes more important than the, oh, I'm just going to be quiet, Steve. It was a hook. It was a hook. But let me know. Get some comments down below. Are you somebody that is has found that, you know, you went for a lesson and you assumed you were doing one thing and you were actually doing the complete opposite? So the lesson didn't necessarily mean you had to completely transform your swing. Just that knowledge let you make a small adjustment and kind of got you back on the straight and narrow, got you playing some great golf. You know, I'd love to hear what you've got to say, and always stay safe, stay happy, and I hope to catch you soon.